Is this Xabi Alonso's blueprint, the secret sauce to take us back to winning trophies, to taking back our Champions League? Spanish TV show El Larguero provided the supposed 11 that Xabi Alonso intends to play for this upcoming campaign. And whilst I would encourage you to take it with a pinch of salt, purely because he's barely seen any of these players play, I want you to remember that every coach comes with a plan in mind. Or you would hope, right? Let's get into it. So in net, no surprise, between the sticks, Thibaut Courtois. He's the best goalkeeper on the planet. He's got to play. Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, Carreras at left back. If Carreras does indeed arrive, what a signing. And Trent immediately upgrades the team. And for all of those people clamouring for Dani Carvajal, I would encourage you to remember that the game is not played through rose-tinted glasses. He is coming back from a significant injury and he may well not be the same level as previous. In the centre, Dean Howson and Rudiger. This is an interesting one because there are a lot of fans who would prefer to see Asensio in that back line. But to that I would say, if you've got to play against the likes of Erling Haaland tomorrow, are you really putting Asensio in the lineup ahead of Rudiger? I don't think so. Nevertheless, Asensio will get a load of minutes this season, so don't worry about that. Ahead of them, you've got two players who are not your traditional double pivot because they're kind of similar in terms of qualities that they possess. You've got Valverde and Tchouaméni, your engine room essentially. Ahead of them, you've got, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting, you've got Bellingham and Franco Mastantuono. And the programme are suggesting that Franco Mastantuono is going to be a fixture in this team, that he will play a lot of minutes. I don't doubt that he'll play a lot of minutes. It's just that when South American players tend to arrive, there's always that period of adaptation because European football is faster, it's more brutal. Defensively, like just running into challenges and all of those 50-50s, it's not for the faint-hearted, and I do believe that Franco Mastantuono won't have things all his own way, so it's just something to be mindful of. And finally, no surprises, Vinicius and Mbappe getting into the system, because on paper it looks really narrow, but it couldn't be further from the truth. It just relies on fullbacks, and this is something huge. Real Madrid will have fullbacks, provided we get Carreras over the line, but Real Madrid will have fullbacks. What a statement. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Carreras will bomb forward and provide that width to break open those teams, those stubborn defences where we need to get wide and get round the back. And it's a mouth-watering proposition. And to those suggesting that Trent is no longer the same guy that he was under Jurgen Klopp, the guy who could play the rock and roll football, and that he's now this deep-lying playmaker, the Toni Kroos type player, I would just encourage you to have a look at Liverpool over the course of the last season, the number of overlapping runs that he makes just so Salah can get in and have a shot at goal. Here are my concerns, however, because I do have some concerns. Number one, I've already talked about Mastantuono. It's a little bit unfair to expect him to go straight into the team. Also, Jude Bellingham, is it really the best place for him to be in such an advanced position? Would he not be better in the middle of the pitch, dictating play, getting stuck in, forming part of an engine room, rotating with Tchouaméni and Valverde? Personally, I believe that he would, and I believe that it would give us a little bit more stability defensively, a little bit more balance, shall we say. I believe the three of them can do it, and I'm sure that they can with the coaching of Xabi Alonso, and I don't want him to fall back into some of the things that we saw this season, the laziness, the not getting around the pitch, not tracking runners. I believe that he's capable of giving a lot more, and I really hope that he does. But the final one, the nail in the coffin for me, is does this system get the most out of Vinicius Jr.? I don't think so. For me, Vinicius looks best when he's able to isolate the fullback, run at him full tilt. I always think about that game against Bayern Munich from a couple of seasons ago, the way he roasted Kimmich all night long. He was having an absolute nightmare there because Vinicius looked at him and he knew that he could get the better of him. Look at what Lamine does to certain fullbacks. He isolates them and he torments them and he doesn't let them go. He runs at them every opportunity, gives them nightmares. Just ask Di Marco for Inter Milan. I think he effectively retired him over the course of those two legs. He had nowhere to go. But with this system, do you run the risk of making Vinicius a little bit too central and not getting the most out of him? Personally, I think so. Personally, I would push for the 4-3-3. And whilst Franco Mastantuono might not be ready initially to be that right winger that we need him to be, I think he'll get there. And the majority of his games that he's played this season under Gallardo at River Plate have come from that right wing. He is capable. He needs a little bit of time, yes, but with the coaching of Xabi Alonso and with that period of adaptation, like I say, there's no doubt in my mind that he will be the player that unlocks this team. But I don't think that you'll get it by isolating him in those central positions. I think you'll get a lot out of him in terms of his ability to orchestrate a team, yes, but I still want that mythical presence on the right side, that player that runs at the fullback, just like I want Vinicius isolating his side, because it works. Let me know your thoughts, and if you did enjoy today's video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Take care.